Sills! Happy Monday to you, man. Happy Monday to you. Welcome aboard. Thank you guys so much for stepping in with us as you do each and every single day. I thank you for making this one of the fastest growing shows in all of sports, and especially in Philadelphia. You guys need it today. You guys need it today. I'll tell you something, man. What I witnessed with the 76ers against the Celtics yesterday was an absolute crime. It was an absolute crime, man. Dude, I don't give a shit if you win an MVP award and you don't show up. Do you know that every single guy who has ever won the NBA's Most Valuable Player Award has made a conference final in their career? You can't win a championship with Joel Embiid. You cannot win a championship with that guy. And quite frankly, it's an organizational thing. It's not just a Doc Rivers thing. The Folks deal, the Jimmy Butler decision, Ben Simmons. By the way, some of you can make all the excuses you want up for an organization. Let's just take a look at the Eagles compared to the Sixers and how they do business. One bad decision after another. Just one bad move after another. Can you imagine if Jalen Hurts played like that in the Super Bowl? Dude, man, it's just one bad decision. And Embiid throwing, what was it? James and I can't win. Others have to step up. Now, I'm going to take that he just doesn't understand what he said there, and he misspoke. So you threw your guys that you went to battle with all year long and your coach under a bus, and you thought that was cool after a devastating destruction like that? I said it on Friday. They had no shot of winning. I didn't know you'd get your faces kicked in. Dude, that MVP award looks stupid now. He looks dumb. 15 points. Hoss, you can't win a championship. You don't have the championship medal. You're not made of that cloth. You're just not. You're not a leader. You're not like Jalen Hurts. Dude, when I watch Joel Embiid, I don't see Jalen Hurts. I don't. And then you combine that with James Harden. Remember what I said about James Harden when he first came to Philly a year ago? This guy here has to change his narrative when it comes to his postseason resume. He hasn't. He's actually cemented it. Dude, there's guys in sports. Look at Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler takes his team to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals again. Again. Championship guys play like stars all the time. Some go like this. Well, Sills, Harden really played great for two. So what, man? If you're a Hall of Fame guy, welcome to the club that people are expecting you to show up each and every single night. Dude, now that Jalen Hurts makes his kind of money, you think throwing for 300 yards and getting beat in ball games is going to matter? No, it won't. No, it won't. Dude, when you are that guy or you're being dude, he's not the Joker. Joker's better than him. The Joker's better than him. He's better. By the way, wait a minute. If I had to win a 48-minute game or I had to win a championship game 7, Embiid's not the dude. I'm not taking him ever. I would never take that guy. Dude, at the end of the day, this guy abandoned his team at his press conference too. Instead of just taking it all on him. Dude, I guarantee you, if Jalen Hurts had played great in the, which he did, he would have took the entire blame for himself. That, hey, we didn't win the Super Bowl because of me. Because of me. That guy doesn't get it. He was so would you guys agree with this? This guy was so consumed with winning the NBA Most Valuable Player Award, he completely forgot the number one objective. You know what that is? To win a title. I said that. he was going to have a letdown after he won the MVP, and he did. He put all of his energy this year into winning the Most Valuable Player award. And when it mattered, Jason Tatum took over. Had one of the greatest, if not the greatest Game 7 I've ever seen, including MJ. Dude, he took that team and put it on his back. By the way, they got rid of a cancer a couple of years ago in Kyrie Irving. Shit, man. Brown and Tatum look spectacular together. I mean, really. Dude, but it's a Sixer thing. It's an organization. They don't have that with the Eagles. The Eagles have none of that. They have none of that dynamic. None of that dynamic in their front office. Coach gets it, GM gets it, owner gets it. Owner doesn't get it with the Sixers. They shit the bed for a decade to get this. Really? Dude, you can, as far as I'm concerned, you're not going nowhere with Joel Embiid. You're not going anywhere. Great player, superstar player. But when it matters, just like James Harden, just like Kevin Durant, those guys aren't leaders, man. Kevin Durant, James Harden. You know what this actually does? I think this enhances guys like Jordan and guys like Kobe to show you actually how hard, Steph Curry, to show you how hard actually it is to win a championship. You can have all the immense talent on the planet like KD, Joel Embiid, James Harden. But if you don't have the mettle to be a champion, you'll never duplicate what Kobe did. It's just, there's different guys. You know, I'll never look at Joel Embiid in the same light as anyone else of those, like Jabbar. Come on, man. I can't wait to talk to Rick Barry in hour number 3. Our talk with Gary Cobb, we'll talk to him in hour number 2, 4:30 Eastern. Dude, this is about championship. This is about building a great culture. This is why the Eagles are so careful who they bring into their organization. Totally, man. This is such a great example of why the Eagles are the best organization in Philadelphia. Maybe in all of sports. The Sixers show you, man. Mistake after mistake after mistake. The drafting of folks, like I said. The decision on Butler. The Ben Simmons draft choice. The trading for Harden. Have they made one deal that was right? Where the Eagles make deals every single offseason to put them in a position to win a championship. I'll tell you this, man. The Eagles don't just try to win NFC championships. They're trying to win Super Bowls. They're trying to win Super Bowls, man. First thing I thought about was how great the organization in Philly is in football versus that Sixer organization. It's a cultural thing. They can't make a decision to save their life. And then you got an MVP coming out going, James and I can't win a championship by ourselves. Excuse me? Dude, what a shitty teammate. What a shitty teammate. Man, if you said something like that to me after a devastating destruction like that, and you thought that was cool, I'd really like to know where you're coming from with that. Why would you throw your guys under the bus like that? Or maybe you're just not self-aware of what you said. I think there's a little of both to that. Man, that's a terrible look. That's a terrible look. I don't get it. Dude, that's on you. That is totally on you. That loss and that Game 7, you'll never live that down. You know how LeBron doesn't live that meltdown that he had against the Magic down when he walked off the court? Or what happened in the Dallas series? He never lives that down. Even in losses that Jordan had. You know, Jordan's greatest postseason performance was in a loss to the Celtics when he went for 63. And you're like, Hey, man, one thing you could say about MJ's showing up every night. He can't help it if some other dude doesn't show up. But you got to elevate your guys. Man. Butler move. Fulks draft along with Simmons. Sixers are a shitty organization. And it starts at the top. That's why the Eagles are constantly in a position to win. You know why? They get it right at the top. That's why they're able to hire all these people, assistant coaches. Look at all the general managers in the National Football League right now. Barry in Cleveland, Douglas in New York. You got a guy that was the number 2 guy in Philadelphia. He's now the number 2 guy in Pittsburgh. There's a reason for that shit. There's a reason, man. You got good front office people, coaches making right decisions. Hey, you may not agree with everything Howie does and the meddling sometimes and the overstepping of his bounds, but I'll tell you one thing, they do win. I'll say it one more time to you. Do you know the Eagles, since Andy Reid left, they haven't had one coach with a losing record, including shitbag Chip Kelly. He doesn't have a losing record as a head coach with the Eagles. Was it successful? But that shows you their floor of what success is. Chip's not good enough. He still didn't have a losing record. Can't say that about your Sixers. Dude, what a terrible organization. I don't know, man. You could battle back and forth right now. At least the Flyers are coming out of the Ed Snyder era, and you kind of get it. It's not the same. And they're trying to right the ship now. Right? They're trying to right it now. But Philadelphia, with Josh Harris as the owner, this guy don't give a shit about the Sixers. And by the way, for the record, that guy should sell his basketball team to someone that's completely diverse from the NFL. How could you sit there and lie to your fans and say that you give a shit about Philly fans when you now have a team that could stop the Eagles from potentially getting to the Super Bowl? Last year, remember, Washington beat you. How do you sit there and lie to the Sixer fans, and how do you lie to Philadelphia sports fans going, hey, I love you? And then you got a team that you're going to battle against twice a year, and you're in the division to boot. Seals, you're absolutely right. I can't watch sports because it's rigged for money. These professionals mostly don't care, and it's a crime in sports. Give a shit about the regular season. Seriously, Josh Harris, so he owns the Washington Commanders. Okay, as of today, he's the Commanders owner now. They've cut a deal now. And so what he's going to do is, get this, he's going to bring a team down to Lincoln Financial, and you're going to have to go up to that shithole that you have in Landover, and that guy could potentially stop you from having home field advantage, and he's going to be selling tickets against you. Then he's going to turn around and go, hey, I love you, by the way. Buy Sixer tickets, and our organization's a shitbag. Sorry, dude. I don't believe you. It's one thing if they were in the AFC. I might be cool with that, but you're in the NFC East. Josh Harris, owner of the Sixers, you need to sell your team. Because nobody in Philly, hey, you could probably get away with that in New York or in Los Angeles because nobody gives a shit. They're not great sports fans there. But you're not going to get away with that in Philadelphia. You're not. I don't believe you. I wouldn't buy a fucking hot dog from you. You think I'm going to walk into Wells Fargo and buy a hot dog from you and you're going to send the Commanders down to try to beat us? Get the hell out of here, guy. I'm sorry. I'm an old school guy. I look at shit like that. I'm not doing that. That guy don't give a shit about me. Come on, man. That ain't working for me. Okay? Hey, let me sell tickets to the Sixer fans. Oh, wait. I got a team that weekend coming in to beat your ass. Oh, yeah, okay. I bet you really love us here in Philly. Give me a break, man. Cue ball. Don't worry about the 40 whiners. Don't worry about the 40 whiners. The crying Niners on the road to therapy, Big Sills. You the man. Think you missed my first super chat, but no worries. Love you, man. Thank you very much. I think we nailed them all so far. Xander, make sure we get them up there. Cry Niners crying on the road to therapy. The 40 whiners. And their crying-ass coach. Hey, I'm really glad we're playing them later in the year so I can have all my guys. Won't matter, dude. Your quarterback will be killed by week 10 anyway because you can't protect them. You're a stiff of a coach and you're overrated. Who you shitting? You think Kyle Shanahan's a better coach than Jim Harbaugh? I don't. I don't. I don't think that guy's well, he puts Deebo Samuel in the jet sweeps and does all this and that. Oh, great. What's it got you? Ungats. Go to South Philly and ask an Italian what ungats means. Come on, man. Don't worry, chicken wing Purdy. He won't make the year. Hey, listen, I get on Jalen Hurts for not making the year. There's not a chance that paper mache Purdy ain't making it through the rest of the season. He ain't getting through a 17-game season. Not with that coach protecting you. Yeah. Notice Sills didn't say Sirianni. What? Sirianni? What? At least Sirianni prepares his football team. And by the way, for the record, that's not a Doc Rivers thing. How could you blame Doc Rivers for your center and your MVP shitting the bed? I don't give a shit about Doc Rivers. Dude, go win a game. It's on you. This is player accountability. That's like blaming a batting coach or a D-line coach because you missed the tackle. It's the most ridiculous media-made thing on the planet. Hey, the D-line coach sucks. Really? How many tackles does he make a game? Or do you think maybe it's the 3 stiffs you have in there? Hey, the hitting instructor for the Phillies sucks. Give me a break. Are you kidding? So if Harper goes 0 for 25, it's the hitting coach's fault? It's the dumbest shit on the planet. Come on, man. Sills bone in or let me see. I like skinless, boneless chicken, so I'll go skinless, boneless, Purdy chicken. Pretty chicken. It'll be skinless, boneless, Purdy chicken at Lincoln Financial later in the year, 13 or 14 week, whatever it is. Come on, man. And by the way, one more time before we move on here. Dude, end of the day, man, Josh Harris, sell that team. You have no right to own the Sixers and the Commanders and try to tell Philly fan that you're going to sell tickets to the Commanders and then you're going to turn around and try to sell a bunch of bullshit to Philly fans. Hey, I love you guys. And then the Eagles are in town that week. You're like, yeah, come on, man. Nobody's stupid in that city. Okay? They may be nuts in Philly, but they ain't stupid. See, that guy Josh Harris thinks you're like a wrestling fan. Hey, it's only NBA. And he thinks you're stupid. But then most owners think you're stupid. Like most owners think players are stupid. We got a bunch of topics today. And I want to start this off because I think this John Morant thing has a lot that we could tie in with Jalen Carter. Okay? I think this has a lot to tie in here with both guys here. And I'm going to come at a different angle with you. And by the way, can you promise me this? This is a discussion. Okay? This is a discussion that most people don't want to have. Okay? It's a discussion. It's not a political view. Sills, Phillies, Eagles are good organizations. Flyers and Sixers haven't won anything in over 2 decades. It's sad. As a Philly fan, they need to wake up. You know what's funny? They use your emotions against you. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, San Francisco. There's probably 15 great cities that just love their teams no matter what. And I commend you. I honor you. I told you this, I'm not an Eagle fan, but I do love the fans in that city.